Okay. So I want to talk to you today about Rosh Hashanah. So just shout out what comes to mind when you think of Rosh Hashanah.
Shofar.
Shofar. Honey.
Topping for a good year.
Having for a good year. Anything else?
Asking for forgiveness.
Yes, awesome. Okay. When you look at the sukkah that talk about Rosh Hashanah, sources 1 and 2 on the source sheet, you'll see that the only thing mentioned is what you said, shofar. Let's take a look because they're at the Bnei Israel anymore. Hashem's telling Moshe to speak to the Bnei Israel. בחודש השביעי ואחד לחודש יהיה לכם שבתון זיכרון תשועה מקרא קודש. In the 7th month, right, in the first of the 7th month, you should have this day of this rest, zichron trua, a remembrance of trua, mikra kodesh, right? This holy day for us. And then the second time, in Bamidbar, source 2, it says similarly, u'b'chodesh hashvi'i v'echad lachodesh mikra kodesh yeh lachem kol malechet avodah lo ta'asu. Okay, right, the same thing, right? The first of the 7th month, we shouldn't do any malacha, any work. Yom trua yeh lachem. It should be this day of trua for us. Okay, so we don't have any mention of this like day of judgment, hoping for like a good new year. No honey, no apple here. The only thing mentioned is the shofar, right? This trua idea. So it seems clear from the psukim that shofar is the essential part of Rosh Hashanah. If we really want to understand Rosh Hashanah, we have to understand the shofar. What does the shofar represent? So what I want to do with you all today is to look at other places in Chumash where we're told to blow a trua, just like we were told to do that on Rosh Hashanah, and determine from there what seems to be the significance, what's the purpose of blowing a trua in those examples, and then how can we bring those lessons back to Rosh Hashanah here, okay? So that's our goal, trying to find the significance of blowing a trua on Rosh Hashanah. Okay, so the first place we hear of a trua being blown is in Bamidbar, Perek Yud, where Hashem commands Moshe to make 2 silver trumpets, chatzot. Okay, and in these psukim, we're told that they're used for different purposes. Sometimes a trua is blown, sometimes a tzkiya is blown. But let's take a look. Let's see what the goal of blowing for each example is. Okay, so we're told by Daber Hashem al Moshe Limor, Aseh lecha shtei chatzot kesef mikshet ha'aseh otam. So Hashem tells Moshe that he should make for himself 2 silver trumpets, all out of one piece. It's going to be used for 2 purposes. First, he says, one is for calling the nation together, gathering them all together, and to tell that they should all travel. Right, when they're traveling in the desert, okay, it's time to move to our next destination. Let's go. They should blow the chatzot to let everyone know that. Okay, then we get more details. Okay, so if you blow a tzkiya, then everyone will know that they should gather together at the entrance of the Oel Moed. You blow just one of the trumpets, just the Nesim, just the princes of the tribes will gather together. If you blow a trua, then those camping in the east will know that they should travel. And you blow again a trua again, and then the next group knows that they should travel. When they're gathering, you should blow a tzkiya, not a trua. And Bnei Aaron, the Kohanim, they're the ones who should be blowing the trumpets, the chatzot, and this is what they should be. This is what they should be doing. Okay, so let's just look back, focus in the purpose here of blowing the chatzot. So in Pasuk Gimel, right, for the first, it says you blow v'taku b'hem v'na'adu elecha. Right, you blow the chatzot, and that's the time that they should gather to you. Then next in Pasuk Hey, uskatem shura v'nasu. Right, you blow the shura, and they know to travel. Okay, so it seems to be that in this first part, the trumpets are being used kind of at their most like basic level. It's kind of like a megaphone or like an alarm clock. Like, wake up, it's time to go. We have to go travel, or you have to come gather together. Right, let's go. Right, just being used as like a sound to like alert everyone because we don't have text messages to let you know that second half here about the chatzos, we see that they're being used for kind of a different purpose. So in Pasuk Tet, it says, "V'chi tavo milchama ba'artzachem al hatzar hatzorer etchem v'harei otem b'chatzos." Okay, when a war comes upon you in your land from your enemy, you should blow a trua on the chatzos, on the trumpets. V'niskartem l'fnei Hashem Elokeichem, it will be remembered before Hashem. V'noshantem me'oveichem, and Hashem will save you from your enemies. V'yom simchatchem u'v'moadeichem u'roshei chadshechem, and on our holidays and Rosh Chodesh, utkatem b'chatzosrot al aloteichem v'al zivchei shalmeichem v'hayu lachem l'zikaron l'fnei Elokeichem ani Hashem Elokeichem. So on your holidays, you should blow the chatzosrot over your korbanot that you give, over the olah and the shlamim, and they should be a remembrance for you before Hashem. Okay, so now let's again focus in what's happening here. So where we're using the chatzos for two purposes here. Right, first we're told in Pasuk Tet, if a war is happening, you should blow the chatzos for the purpose of niskartem l'fnei Hashem Elokeichem, right, so that Hashem will remember you and Hashem will save you from your enemies. And then again, similarly, in Pasuk Yud, we're told on our holidays we should blow the trumpets over our korbanot, and again, v'hayu lachem l'zikaron, that it'll be for us a remembrance before Hashem. Hashem will remember us. Right, so in these two examples, the trumpets have a very different purpose, right? It's not just like a megaphone to everyone. They're being used for like the clear purposes, that Hashem should remember us for good. Right? But how does that work? How does blowing the trumpets cause Hashem to remember us for good? What's the connection there? So the Chizkuni, in source 4 commenting on this, gives his interpretation of how that works. He says, "V'haya lachem l'zikaron shaharei v'yom simchatchem dehainu b'moadeichem utzkatem al oloteichem u'shetizka'u v'taryu l'milchama yiskor lechem zkut hakorbanot v'noshantem." He says, right, on your holidays, you're going to blow the trumpets over the korbanot, and then when you blow them when there's war, Hashem will remember the korbanot because you also blew the trumpets there. There'll be that link, and Hashem will remember the split of the korbanot, right? That you did this good thing, that you gave the korbanot, and in the merit of doing that good thing, of giving the korbanot, Hashem will save you from your enemies from war. Okay, so again, right, the good deeds that we did on the holidays will cause Hashem to save us, and it's the shofar that kind of reminds Hashem of those good deeds that we did. So while we just differentiate, we saw two different purposes here for the trumpets, but one was just like this megaphone, and one was to cause Hashem to remember us for good. Rav Hirsch actually links those two ideas because they're actually not so different than we might think at first glance. He said in source 5, "Ukashim shehatrua hakoret l'masah hamachaneh doreshet me'ha'am lanua b'meretz." Says just as the trua that calls to tell the nation to travel, calls upon the nation to move urgently, let's go, move quickly. Kach hatrua hamufanit al Hashem be'etot tzara inu el haza'aka kuma ve'hoshiana o kafi shene'emar l'halan kuma Hashem ve'ekutzu oidacha v'omer. So he says, so too, this trua that we blow towards Hashem in our time of suffering, or wars upon us, enemies are fighting against us, it is kind of a call to Hashem, right? Come Hashem and save us. So he's saying when we're being called to travel, the trumpet's telling us move quickly, it's time to go. And for the war, it turns to Hashem and saying, Hashem, move quickly, come save us. So our first half is actually being used for similar purposes, but in the first half it's being used towards us, right, sending us a message that we need to move quickly. And the second half is a message to Hashem. Hashem, move quickly, save us, remember us for good. And I think this idea has the trumpets as this kind of alarm clock / megaphone really does fit with Rosh Hashanah and what we're trying to accomplish there. In fact, you might be familiar with this. The Rambam in source 6 in his Mishnah Torah, and he says what his opinion is the purpose of the shofar. He says, "Achal pishet kiat shofar b'Rosh Hashanah dezir hakatuf remez yeshbo." So even though, he says, we blow the shofar just because the Torah says so, and so we do that. He says there is a deeper meaning behind that, a deeper message. כלומר, הוא ישנים משנתכם ונרדמים הקיצו מקרדמתכם וחפשו במעשיכם וחזרו בתשובה וזכרו בוראכם. It's like the shofar is supposed to like wake us up, supposed to say like wake up you sleepy ones, and right look upon the deeds that you've done and do tshuva, and you'll be remembered by Hashem. Okay, so what we've seen so far is the purpose of the trumpets, like seems to fit also with perhaps the purpose of the shofar on Rosh Hashanah. But we don't blow a trumpet on Rosh Hashanah. We blow a shofar, right? They might in some cases be used the same sound. We're using a trua, but we are actually using a different instrument on Rosh Hashanah. We're using a shofar. So is there more significance to a shofar as opposed to the chatzot stroke of the trumpets? Okay. So with that in mind, I want to look at the second place in the Torah. Actually, really close to I gave it to it order. From Vayikra. The second place in the Torah that we were told to blow a trua. And the context here is about Yovel. Just a quick reminder. Right, we're told to count cycles of 7. Right, every 7 years is a Shemitah year. Where we're told not to work the land. And then after 7 cycles of 7, in the 50th year, we're told to blow a shofar and Yom Kippur. And that year is called Yovel. Okay, so let's read about that. So we're in source 7. וספרת לך 7 שבתות שנים, 7 שנים 7 פעמים, והיו לך ימי 7 שבתות השנים 49 שנה. And we're told to count 7 years, 7 times. Right, each 7 years is the Shemitah year, the 49th year. And then after that, והעברת שופר תרועה בחודש השביעי בעשור לחודש ביום הכיפורים, תעבירו שופר בכל ארצכם. Then on the 10th of the 7th month on Yom Kippur, we're told to blow a shofar throughout the land. וקידשתם את שנת ה-50 שנה, וקראתם דור בארץ לכל יושביה. And it should sanctify the 50th year, and should proclaim freedom throughout the land for all its inhabitants. Yovel hi tiyeh lachem, v'shachtem ish al achuzato, v'ish al mishpachto tashuvu. So this is a Yovel for everyone, and everyone should return back to their ancestral land, back to where they came from. Okay, so again, so we're seeing here something a little bit different. Here, the purpose of blowing a shofar, and here it's a shofar, not a trumpet. Here, the purpose of blowing a shofar is v'kidashtem et shnat ha-chamishim, is sanctifying the 50th year. Ukratem dur ba'aretz, proclaiming freedom in the land. Right, everyone's going back to their ancestral lands, and the slaves go free. Rav Hirsch, going back to Rav Hirsch, says something really interesting here. He says in source 8, Trua mukaret lanu gam haparsha haba'ah. Here he's commenting on the part about Rosh Hashanah, so he's saying, oh, we saw Trua also here where we just read by Yovel. Sham hi od lechazartem shel anashim u'nechasim miba'alut chitzonit. היא מזמינה אותם לשוב אל מצב חירותם הראשוני ואל הייעוד שניתן להם מאת השם. Right at the time of Yovel, we're being called upon to free ourselves from whatever like new place we found ourselves in. If we were like not in our original land or we were owned by another master, we should free ourselves from that. And he says, return to our destiny that was given to us by Hashem. זוהי קריאה לשינוי מרחיק לכת ביחסים החברתיים הקיימים של אנשים ונכסים. קריאה להחזיר את היחסים הראשונים כפי שציווה השם. שם קוראת התורה בשם השם, אדונם היחיד של אנשים ונכסים, לשחרור מכל בעלות חיצונית. He's saying in this case, the Trua is coming in Hashem's name, right? Because it's Hashem who's telling us to free yourselves from whatever situation you find yourself in, from these like outside masters, owners that are on you. לפיכך הכלי המייצר את התרועה אינה החצוצרה, כלי הנעשה בידי אדם, אלא השופר הנעשה בידי Hashem. Quite really interesting that because the message of Yovel is coming from Hashem, right? Hashem like declaring upon us that we should go back to our original land, free ourselves from new masters that might be upon us. The instrument that we use is not the chatzot throat, is not the trumpets, which are they're fashioned by man. Rather, it's the shofar, which is made by Hashem. Right? It comes from an animal, so it's made by Hashem. So because this is a message from Hashem, we're using an instrument that comes from Hashem. That was interesting. Our Hirsch actually connects it for us to Rosh Hashanah. In the next paragraph, he says, Shteihen, Trua Shel Yovel, Trua Shel Rosh Hashanah, Him B'Shofar. And he notes our connection, that the Trua that we blow on Yovel and the Trua that we blow on Rosh Hashanah, we use a shofar for both of them. Him Mushma'ot Eifo B'Shem Hashem. And he says they're both messages from Hashem. Him Gam Odiot Inyan Domeh. Ela Trua Shel Yovel, Noga Li'Yachassim HaChavratiyim Shel Anashim U'Nechassim Le'Ba'aleihem. Vilu Trua Shel Rosh Hashanah, Noga Li'Yachassim HaMusariyim Shel Ha'adam HaHashem. So he says that they're both messages from Hashem, and they're telling us something similar. Just the Yovel that we were talking about is like this social proclamation that you should free you should go back to your original land, free yourselves from whatever masters you have upon you. While in Rosh Hashanah, we're being told to kind of something related to like our moral relationship with Hashem. He continues in the last paragraph. Hatrua Hashnati shel Rosh Hashanah mazmina otanu liyovel musari. Kederek shehatrua shel Shnat HaChamishim mazmina otanu liyovel chavrati. He says the Trua on Rosh Hashanah invites us to do this Yovel Musari, this like moral Yovel, right? This like moral freeing ourselves. Just like the Trua of the Yovel year is this Yovel Chavrati, this like societal Yovel. Kimo Trua HaYovel Kreit Lanu HaTrua Shel Rosh Hashanah Lashuv Al Hashem Ve'al Achirut HaMusarit L'Zachot B'Chazara B'Chol HaKinyanim HaMusariyim Shehayu Shalanu B'Scheva Ach Abdu Me'itanu Mi'az Machma Chatotinu. So he's pointing out, right, Yovel, we're supposed to, again, like free ourselves. And so too on Rosh Hashanah, we're supposed to have this moral Yovel. We should free ourselves from whatever like sinful ways have like taken upon us and go back to our original moral ways. We should return to Hashem. And in that way, they're both, the shofar, how it's being used on Yovel and on Rosh Hashanah are similar. That it's kind of freeing ourselves and like calling upon us to go back to how things were originally, or however things have changed. Perhaps for the worst, free yourselves from that and try to return back to how it was originally, return back to like the destiny that Hashem meant for you. Turn over to the back. So far, putting together what we've seen, it seems that the trumpets are us calling upon Hashem, right? And that's why our first pointed out, that's why they're man-made instruments, us calling upon Hashem to remember us through them. While the shofar, which is right God made, is Hashem calling upon us. It's Hashem calling upon us to return, right? To return to how things were originally, to the good. Just by the way, as an aside, there's one other place in the Torah where a shofar is used. Anyone know? Where else in the Torah? Can't believe you're putting on the spot. Where else is it's a big event. A big event in Jewish history where the shofar is used. We're not told to blow it, but it's actually just blown that time. At Matan Torah. Yeah, good. At Har Sinai. The shofar is blown at Har Sinai. And I actually think it fits with what we've seen, right? Because that's Matan Torah was also an occasion that changed our lives, right, through Hashem's decree. Right? Yovel like heralds this like social freedom, and Matan Torah, right, heralds the Torah, right? That was a big game changer in our lives, right? That really changed our lives, really changed the course of events. So the shofar, we're seeing how it's used consistently through the Torah as Hashem calling upon us to change for the better. So while we might be tempted at this point to kind of just dismiss the trumpet section as nothing more than just like a foil for the shofar and Rosh Hashanah, Chazal actually stop us from doing that. Okay, so we shouldn't just be like, okay, the shofar is Hashem calling upon us, let's just ignore the trumpet part. Chazal actually say no, that part's not irrelevant to Rosh Hashanah. And I think they tell us that subtly by connecting both examples, both the section about the trumpets and the Yovel section, directly to Rosh Hashanah. So let's take a look at that. First, the one we'd expect, the Yovel one. In source number 9, we're told in Masechet Rosh Hashanah, Tana Rabbanan Minayin Sheba Shofar. How do we know that we're supposed to use a shofar in Rosh Hashanah? We all just like assume that, we know that, we're familiar with that, but if you look back at the Psukim in source 1 and 2, it never says a shofar, it just says Zichron Shura and Yom Shura. We're told to blow a Shura, it doesn't say what to actually use. So the Gemara wants to know, how do we know that we're supposed to use a shofar? Talmud Lomar Havarta Shofar Trua. So we're told in the section about Yovel that you should blow a shofar and blow a Trua sound in the Ela Yovel, the Rosh Hashanah Minayin. Okay, so there I only know that on Yovel I should use use a shofar. How do I know that on Rosh Hashanah I should also use a shofar? Talmud Lomar b'chodesh hashvi'i. So the pasuk by Yovel, it's referring to pasuk 10, source 7. If you want to look back, it says b'chodesh hashvi'i in the 7th month, and the Gemara says, "Uma Talmud Lomar b'chodesh hashvi'i." Oh, sorry, I think I skipped. She'ein Talmud Lomar b'chodesh hashvi'i. The pasuk didn't need to say it was the 7th month because that same pasuk tells us it's Yom Kippur, and we already know that Yom Kippur is the 10th of the 7th month. I don't need it to repeat that it's the 7th month. So the Gemara says, why does it again repeat the 7th month? Why does that teach us? Talmud Lomar, b'chodesh hashvi'i sheyu kol hatruot shel chodesh hashvi'i zeh kazeh. We learn from that all the truas of the 7th month should be the same. Meaning that you should use, just like use a shofar on Yovel during the 7th month, so too, we should use a shofar on Rosh Hashanah during the 7th month. Okay, so we're seeing, right, exactly what we expected. We see this link between Yovel and Rosh Hashanah. Yovel is how we know that we use a shofar on Rosh Hashanah. Okay, now let's go to what we didn't expect, the link between Rosh Hashanah and the trumpet section. So commenting on that section from Bamidbar, Rashi says on that last pasuk, where it says at the end, to be a remembrance before Hashem, blowing the trumpets. I am Hashem your God. Rashi comments on that. From here we learn, this is our source, that we should have sukkim about Machio, Sifrono, and Shofrot on Rosh Hashanah, right, from our davening. Shaneh Amar, how do we know this? Uz Kashem, Zeh Shofarot. Okay, it says to blow Uz Kashem and Chatzos throat. That's our source that you should have sukkim about Shofarot. Luzi Karbon, so Zifrono. When it says Luzi Karbon, that's our source that you should have sukkim about Zifrono, about Hashem remembering. And the Hashem Elokeichem, Zo Machio. And when it says at the end of the pasuk, I am Hashem your God, that's our source that we should say something about Machio, about Hashem's kingship. Okay, so here, from the trumpet example, Chazal are learning our whole structure of the davening on Rosh Hashanah, that we have this, that we mentioned, both Machio, Sifrono, and Shofarot, when we daven. And I think you might think, where Chazal, why do we make this connection here? And I think what they're noticing is not just the true part, right? We at first were just pointing out the true part in the Rosh Hashanah Psukim, and that's how we think yoga. But Chazal, I think, are noticing is in the first source, it says Zichron Shura, it's a remembrance of Shura. And in our section about the Pasos Road in source 3, it has again this Zikaron, Minis Kartem, right? So they're noticing this remembrance and linking that to the blowing happening with the trumpets and saying there's also a connection there that we can learn from both of them. So I think what we might be able to suggest is that Chazal wants us to see Rosh Hashanah as kind of a fusion of these two examples, of the Yovel example and of the trumpet example. Right, on the one hand, Yovel, from Yovel, Hashem is decreeing to us to have this like Yovel Musari, like moral Yovel, freeing ourselves from whatever bad ways we might have slipped into and go back to how we were originally and how Hashem meant us to be. And on the other hand, from the trumpets, we're asking Hashem to remember us for good, right? Through our good deeds, Hashem, you remember us. So you kind of have this fusion of the two, one Hashem calling upon us and one us calling upon Hashem. And like, let's each do our part in making this a successful new start. It's actually really meaningful. I found it really interesting. I didn't bring you the source here because it gets a little bit complicated. But Ramban, he brings up Kabbalah. I didn't even understand it. But one thing he notes is that he says that Rosh Hashanah is a Yom Din Berachamim. It's this day of judgment in mercy. I mean, it is a day of judgment, right? We're being judged for our sins, like think of the scale and everything, but Hashem is also showing mercy to us, which is like really amazing and special that you could be judged, but also have this degree of mercy here. But Hashem is able to show mercy for us, right, through remembering the good deeds that we did. And the shofar, we're saying, is we're using to like, Hashem, remember that. Like, remember the good deeds that we've done, and please, while you're judging us, also remember the good things that we've done, and remember us for the better and judge us well. Okay. So now we see what we should be doing on Rosh Hashanah, but easier said than done. Right? How do we accomplish that? How do we return back to our original morals? How do we ensure that Hashem will remember us for good? So I think if we look at another perspective on the word trua, we can understand how we can do that. Okay, so right before it, source 9, I quote from the Sefer Rosh Hashanah, the Gemara discusses what a trua sounds like. What is a trua? So the Gemara says first, the Mishnah says shiur trua k'shalosh yevavot. That the length of a trua is like 3 yevavot, which are like these, like short cries. And then the Gemara says hatanish shiur trua k'shalosh shvarim. But doesn't it say in Brayta that the length of a trua is like 3 shvarim? So which is it? Amar Abai b'havai v'ayflige. Abai says this is what they're arguing about. This is the source of their argument. Yechtiv yom trua yelachan. By Rosh Hashanah, we're familiar. It says this is a day of trua for you. With Targamin yom yevava yehe lachon. And it's translated into Aramaic. Trua is translated as yevava. Uketi be'ima de sisra b'ana chalon nishkafa v'tiabev im sisra. So we're told that in Navi, when we have the story with Sisra's mother, Sisra was the army general for Yavin, king of Canaan, and we're told that Sisra's mother was standing by the window, crying, waiting for her son Sisra to come back from the war. And it says that she was crying by Tiabev im Sisra. Mar savar genuchig enough, Mar savar yeluli yaliel. So one rabbi interprets Batia Babe there as these like long sighs, like how was she crying? It was like these long sighs waiting for her son to come back. And the other rabbi explains it as yululi yaliel, these like short piercing cries, right, of like what's going to happen to my son? These short piercing cries, and that's where the machloket, the argument comes from of what exactly is a trua. People often ask, like, find this like whole discussion here in the Gemara very strange. Like, we're on Rosh Hashanah, like talking about us doing tshuva, and then we just like make this link to Sisra's mother, and like Sisra was our enemy. Like he was at a war, like trying to kill Bnei Israel, and we're like finding sympathy with his mother, crying for him, and like we're told also in the Navi that maybe he's like getting spoils, whatever. Like it's against us. Like it seems a very strange connection to be making here. And why is that? What are we meant to learn from that connection? So I gave you a quote from Rabbi Yehuda Amital, in verse 12. Let's actually start with the second paragraph when he talks about Sisra's mother. He says, even within a culture that is wholly false and repugnant, a mother worries about her son. Nothing is more natural than that. Our matriarch Sarah and Sisra's mother differ in innumerable ways. Nevertheless, there is a point at which they meet. There is a common denominator between 100 whimpers of Sisra's mother and the 6 cries that Sarah uttered when she heard about the binding of her son Yitzchak. Both express the natural fear of a mother for her child. This is also the power of the shofar blast that come from the depths of the heart. And so Rabbi Amital is pointing out that no matter what society, what background Sisra's mother came from, this is a mother crying for her child. Right? It's a cry that's coming from the depths of our hearts. And right, we also, right, we can connect that to us. We also, in order to achieve what Hashem wants from us, we can't just use words. We need to also cry out from the depths of our hearts, which is not always easy to do that, to get in that mindset and to do that. But the shofar, which is the same instrument which is calling for change, is actually what also helps us accomplish that change. Take a look at at the first paragraph from Rabbi Amitai. See what I mean? He says a person who turns to God faces a dilemma. Generally, turning to God in prayer consists of using words. However, human language was created for dialogue between people, between one finite creature and another. There is something tragic about the fact that a person must use human language when turning to God. Human language limits, constricts, and distorts. It cannot express what is found in the chambers of our hearts. Human speech is fundamentally different from divine speech. God, after all, uttered, "Remember the Sabbath and keep the Sabbath" in one statement. This is an entirely different mode of expression than human speech. It is a completely different essence. The blast of the shofar solves the dilemma, at least to some degree. Rabbi Amital points out, right, that when we daven every day, we're using words. Like, we're human, and that's what we have to use. But I'm sure we've all felt it at times that sometimes we just don't have the words to express what we're feeling. I kind of just hope that Hashem gets it, because we don't know how to say it, how to express it to Hashem, how to say really what we're feeling deep down inside. Rabami talks saying that the shofar gives us like a different way to express our feelings. It's like this like deep cry, this like deep call to Hashem. So I don't know the words to use right now to express what I'm feeling, but I hope the shofar can express to you like the sincereness and the deep feelings that I have coming into this. Right, and we're hoping again that just like the shofar is calling upon us to change, that we're using the shofar itself to help us reach that change, to express to Hashem that we're feeling what Sister's mother felt. We're feeling that like deep sense of like loss and what do I do now? And Hashem, please help me. That she was feeling at that time. So at the end of the first set of shofar on Rosh Hashanah, we quote the pasuk from Tehillim that says, "Ashrei ha'am yodei trua." Praiseworthy is the nation that knows the trua. So I hope that our learning together has helped us understand the trua, what it calls upon us to do, and how to do that. And through this understanding, may we merit to free ourselves from our constraints and be remembered by Hashem for good.
I was thinking though that also